All righty.
Hey y'all, it's y'all's Noir Aunties. We're back. We're back, and we have a very special show for you today because I know that we on Noir Aunties have been talking about Project 2025 for 18 months. And now, unfortunately, that is becoming a reality. However, with that becoming a reality, this is not something that you have to live in fear about because you can always make yourself your project for 2025, and we're going to introduce you to something that we're doing called Project You today. We're going to talk about 3 key life areas that you need to take action on to unleash your own powers to create and upgrade your life moving forward in 2025. Security, strategies to increase your bag, and Selfull Care. And we have a very special invitation for you coming up. Now, of course, I have with me Auntie Love and also Auntie Quianna, who's with us today on More Aunties as our guest and hopefully eventual regular member because we just love her so much. That was such a good time that we had when she was here. So we're so glad that she's back because she is the creator of this very special thing. She's the brainchild. I mean, Love and I have been working on it, but she's the brain. She had a brain. This is her brainchild. We're going to be telling you about and getting you ready for so that we do not have to live in fear of people that are not worth us living in fear over. Yeah, they're bad dudes. They're bad dudes. But black women have outlived all the bad dudes of civilization. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
We got this if we choose to. If we choose to, that's important. And we're here to encourage you. So we do have a wonderful overview, but I'm going to allow Auntie Love and Auntie Kia and Auntie. Okay, I didn't even ask. Do you prefer Auntie Kia, Auntie Quianna? What do you prefer?
Auntie Key's fine.
Okay, I'm going to allow Auntie Love and Auntie Key to introduce themselves, and then Auntie Love is going to talk about
Oh no,
security.
Quianna is gonna tell us about Project
Okay,
You.
just do the whole. Okay, she can do the whole. Auntie Key can do the whole overview. That's
Project.
great because I mean
Well,
I know we're gonna talk about them dark sisters at some point. I know
yeah,
they're coming. They're
Right.
coming, but we could do the overview
That's the
with
most exciting part.
we're
That's
gonna let Auntie Key give us our overview because we know they're coming. You see, your dark sisters love you. They try to when you get in trouble, Auntie Love be like, I call 9 a.m. 380. So we're gonna talk about that later. But Auntie Key, introduce yourself and take it away because this is something that is so special that you are the
mhm,
black woman bringing it to the people. Please.
genius.
Hi. Hi, everybody. So I am Auntie Key. I'm also known as Vitamin Key, and I'm also known as Level Up Single Mom. That is the name that I have here on where the name goes on the thing here. And so Project U is an idea I had after the election. I know that I was feeling a particular kind of anxiety around my safety, like a literal primal urge to run to somewhere. And I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to go. I do not have the resources to just pick up and move like some of the celebrities have done. They said some celebrities have gone to Canada and Mexico and just out of the United States now that we are in a space where this new old administration is coming in, and the things that we've already been given a peek into what they're probably going to be doing. And once I got the opportunity to talk to other Black women and see other Black women's reactions on social media, I recognized that I was not unique in having this feeling and this reaction. And there are some women within the YouTube space and stuff that have plans for women who have the resources and the means to get out of Dodge and get out of the country or whatever. But what about those of us who wouldn't be able to do so? So I had an idea because I'm surrounded by amazing women with very niche knowledge that in and of itself may seem like, oh, okay, that's something I can learn about here and there, but combined would be the perfect somebody is I'm hearing that what's that called?
The
Um
it was my phone or something.
it might be your phone.
It's not my phone though. I'm
It's
sorry.
not
Hello.
Hi, Mara. I don't know. I'm hearing I want to say a hiccup. Why is that the wrong thing? An
Okay, hold
echo.
on. Let me see
I'm hearing
if.
an echo.
Okay, try it again now. My system is a little sensitive, so it may be causing some echoes. Try. I'm gonna put myself on mute. Try it again now.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay, it's gone. It's gone now. So I was wait, it's I don't know.
Because it's me.
Oh, it's you?
Mm-hmm. I'm on mute.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh, I had an idea to combine all of the wonderful women with all the very specified expertise they have. Love was actually the catalyst because I was recognizing, hey, love, people are feeling unsafe. And you talk about your dark sisters all the time, like you're always talking about getting their concealed carry. And I'm like, hey, do you have a playlist? Like, do you have something combined where women can come and get the information from you? And she was just like, hey, I don't know. And then I was talking to Deeann, and I'm like, Deeann, you have your crypto stuff going on. And I do have her book, and I've read her book. And so I know what it's about. And I'm just like, hey, women could use this information. And then I have all these other wonderful women within my network that have specific expertise that can help women, Black women, in this time to create a plan for themselves moving forward, feel a bit more secure about what they're doing, and just help them to take care of themselves throughout this time. And truth be told, now, as someone who's approaching the age of 40, 4 years is not that long anymore for me as it used to be, but it makes so much of a difference in my experience when you are working towards a goal or, doing something, building something, whatever. So in my mind, I'm like, if we can all come together and circle our wagons and share our expertise, we could have, by the end of this 4 years, we could probably be in a completely different space than we are right now. Not only having weathered the storm of whatever it is they're going to throw at us, because we already have some ideas about it and it ain't supposed to be pretty. But in my mind, I'm just like, we can use this time to do what Black women do and secure ourselves, secure our children, and set ourselves up for better when the times are easier. And so that's what Project U is supposed to be about. And is going to be about. And so we have in the chat, there's a Google form, because like with everything, and that's what I love about these ladies here, they do keep me on my toes in terms of like discerning who should be in the mix. So we have a Google form. If you are interested, if anybody might be interested, because we also have a Discord. We have it, the sign up for the event is going to be live, and it's going to be a limited amount of space right now because I'm just one person and this is my first time doing this. So this is going to be a small endeavor this time, very intimate, but I think you're going to like, I'm not going to announce who all is going to be there, but it's some people that you guys know and love, aside from the people you see here. And we have a Google form. Yay! Thank you, Mar. Okay. So we have a Google form for you to sign up to be able to get admittance into that Project U Discord. The Project U Discord is not where the summit is going to be. The summit's going to be its own thing. But in the meanwhile, while we're in the Discord, we'll all get acquainted. We'll be sharing, information that we get there. We can have conversations. You can ask questions. There are different threads for me, different threads for Auntie D, Auntie Loved about the Dark Sisters, Auntie D about the crypto, all different types of things. So I think it'll be amazing. Like I am a part of a bunch of different amazing spaces that are all unique, and I feel like this space is going to serve an important purpose, like I said, moving forward through these next 4 years. So definitely, like I said, you already signed up, Mara, but share it for anyone you think would be interested and be able to benefit from it. So I'm going to turn it over to Auntie Loved, and then she can go ahead and give her spiel.
Okay, let me mic up, girl. Mic up. Well, I hope everybody's doing well today. That is wonderful, Mara. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. So I have the distinct honor of being the person who's been running around with Dark Sisters. So for future reference, all of you, Dark Sisters mean arm, okay? Pew pews. All right. So that's our word. When y'all hear each other saying Dark Sister, that's what we talking about. Okay. And we've always been concerned about the personal safety of Black women, right? And that we're targeted and marked by just about every single other demographic besides Indigenous women. Okay. We are just, I hate to say, the truth of the matter is we were just on everybody's hit list. And we knew coming into this election, we knew as Black women, as 92% of us, that it wasn't going to matter which person won the White House, where we were concerned as Black women, because we were going to be targeted no matter what. Okay. That doesn't mean that things wouldn't have gone 1,000% better under my president Harris. That's not to say that wouldn't have been the case. What it's to say is that that we were going to be targeted because, in part, she's a Black woman, right? And so as Auntie D has said before, oh, you can't get to her, but you're definitely going to come after us, right? If she won. Trump won, that was going to be inevitable. So the thing about us as Black women is we understand we're not exempt from the worst of these people's behaviors. We've seen it for the last 406 years. And somehow they've convinced us that we're not worthy of even valuing our own person, of securing our own person. And because of the way we've been conditioned and programmed, we believe it. And I'm going to tell you something else that all of you know, if you really think about it, right? Most of the time, people's behaviors follow what they believe. So whatever it is you believe, that's literally what you tend to act upon or not act upon. So if you believe that you're unworthy, that you have no value outside of what you can do for other people, depending on how they feeling or not feeling that day or whatever, and each person that you encounter needs a different thing from you and demands that you give it to them. If you believe you have no inherent value, then why would you go and do things to protect yourself? So there's several things going on here with our security. Some of it is, for one, let's say teenagers from 15 on up and adults. If they choose to be violent with you, you are not going to talk them down. You're not going to talk them down. They've already chosen what they're going to do because they're acting on their beliefs. And see, that's the other part. We have so many people who are socialized to believe that Black women are nothing. Listen to these mints. One of the reasons that Kamala couldn't win is because for how long over here, these Negropeans from Blackistan, jabronis or whatever, have been denigrating us and inviting everybody who would listen to target us as well. Oh, Black women need to be eliminated, excommunicated, exiled. We need to just get rid of them and start all over. They the bottom of the barrel. They're bitches and hoes. Oh, look at all these single mothers out here. And all they do is run around when they are married to us, they divorce us. So and they couldn't see the connection of how they're not, we're always protecting them. We're also taught to protect Black men. We're taught really to protect white folks. We're taught to do that. We're taught to serve them. We're taught to protect them. We are taught to provide for them. So you see how these two things are converging. But Black men, for instance, because of the way they denigrated us and that they are continuing to unalive us every 4 hours, that they're continuing to assault and batter us, whether they know us or not. So I don't really give a damn who they voted for, because really your behavior hasn't changed. And I don't know how many of y'all voted either, because some of y'all talking all that big nonsense couldn't vote.
If I can put in the number here, 1/3 of Black men could not, being convicted felons. So that leaves only 2/3. And the people who talk the loudest are not always the one who can actually do what it is they want you to do. Something to consider. Okay, I just put in the number, 30 to 33%. And we could talk all day, but this is not that show about how certain politicians help to make that number what it is. But this is the day for Black women. So we might catch that here after maybe March. Maybe. But like I said before the thing, maybe not, because we have other things to do.
And I want to jump in really quickly here, because there was something that Love was saying that was very important, and there are some people coming into. We were talking about Project U, which is the summit that we're putting together. I came up with it after the election and just feeling completely apprehensive about just existing in America, moving forward and going into the new administration. But there was something Love was saying about us being kind of stripped of our self-esteem and things like that. And that's why I named it Project U, because with the, Project 2024, and then everybody else is having a Black Project 2024, and like everybody's jumping onto the bandwagon of this thing, but it's always this broad idea of, we're going to come together and we're going to do this massive thing for the community. Black women are the community. Black women are the community. We make up our community, whether people like it or not. We are the backbone. We are the driving force. We are the life's blood of our community. We need to take care of ourselves. I think this is as good a time as any, especially with this sentiment of us saying, hey, we're hands off now. We're going to step back and let you guys handle your business, since you didn't want to listen to us, since you didn't want to move within our best interest. We're taking care of ourselves. And so we're going to have a 3-day summit where we're going to focus on safety. We're going to focus on strategy moving into this new administration and the things that we can be doing to secure ourselves, our comfort, and everything like that. And then we're going to deal with self-care, which is also going to be dealing with our mental and emotional health, caring for ourselves through this time and through any other time. And so I really hope that you look at the top of the chat there, and Auntie Loved, if you would put the link in the chat again, just so it's fresher on the thing. You can sign up. We're also going to have a Discord. So this Google form that Auntie Love is going to put into the chat is so that you can get access to the Discord, because we screen over here. So we just have a short protocol to try to make sure that everybody coming in is both skinfolk and kinfolk. And we can be safe and take care of that safety strategy and self-care within that space.
Some of you remember me as a moderator. You want to do the screening coming in. Trust, that's what you want to do. That's going to save all kinds of trouble that nobody wants. It's important that we have our own spaces to talk about things that we need to talk about. This was not allowed for Black women. Auntie Love has talked to us many times about the coffles and the bits that were put into our mouths. And people of the same mindset do not want Black women to tell their stories, their unique stories of what they endured. Black women had to bear children and be slaves and watch their children be sold off after that 9-month connection. There's no experience on earth. We have a different experience. Sometimes we need to talk among ourselves. So the point is, we want to have a nice space to talk among ourselves. My show is called Grown Black Folks Talk, as grown women who are ready to do the kind of things that Brigadier General Harriet Tubman, pardon me, she got her upgrade this year, Mother Brigadier General, and also Mother Ida and Mother Fannie Lou. We want to be, and we want to be able to, and many, 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 many more. We want to be able to have those kinds of conversations. Now, I will put this out here because I have a whole show to do on it. But, we also want to do this in a way that's safe for you. Don't be signing up when anybody makes you send them a copy of your government ID. We're not doing none of that. But there are those that are. So be careful wherever you make community. It needs to be safe for you too. So a process to make sure all of us are safe.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get these dang this dang slide. Let me take this off, move it over. There we go. Okay, I'm sorry about that, you guys. So let me say this to us, because doing Project U is so very vital for us, and that's why I'm so glad that Quianna and her genius zone came through with this creation, right? And yeah, we definitely have to talk about our security. So one of the first things about us being secure is, how everybody tells us, oh, you can't vet, you don't know how to vet. And then when we do, oh, you're doing too much. It's like, I cannot. Okay. That's enough. So, oh man, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just messing me up.
No,
can you,
are you presenting right now? Because I don't see it on the screen. If
I don't either. I'm just like, oh, y'all making me mad over here.
Not Auntie compliant. That's the problem. Is this technology that they coming up? It just ain't there wasn't enough Black women who built this stuff for it to be compliant to the needs of all people.
I really feel like
we don't figure it out though. But
dang, it keeps doing that. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know.
You had me up at one point.
I just now.
No, earlier, like you had put us up. You had put up. We were on the side, and then something was in the middle, and then I thought you took it down on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to act like I had some sense. So, but wait, I think I got it.
Okay, there.
Ooh, I'm making myself mad. Ooh, girl, mad.
Wait, where's
Deeann my own nerves right now? I'm just getting on my nerves. Okay, so like I said, when Quianna came up with this, wait, where did Miss D go? What the Sam Hain?
Yeah, good.
Oh, maybe she maybe something happened with her internet.
Mm.
Hopefully she'll come back through. There she is. All right. So
Like I
I
said, stuff ain't auntie compliant. I'm back.
Let's
Okay,
see.
scan to okay. Thank you, computer, but I need you to stop with the foolery. Thank you.
Wait, are you frozen, love?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think Auntie Love, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're frozen.
Well, in the meantime, while she's getting that stuff together, hopefully she'll be back pretty soon. Oh no, she's on.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
she's gonna
Well,
have to come back.
I'm big right now. So I will tell you a bit more about Project U. So like I said, Project U is going to be a 3-day summit. And I've broken it up in my mind. I've broken it up into 3 different sections for each day. So the first day would be safety. That would be the day that Loved would be speaking, amongst other people. But Loved is going to be speaking, and she's going to be speaking about the Dark Sisters. How I believe how you can get your paperwork and everything in order to be able to get your concealed carry license and everything. And I don't know if she's going to go specifically by state or if she's just going to do more generalized. That'll be completely up to her. Oh, Tea Time Beauty says we make her laugh. That's good. That's good. We all need a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at this stuff.
We listen, we are on borrowed time right now. We all just kind of biding our time and licking our wounds and batting down the hatches and whatnot for whatever's to come. And like I said, that's specifically why I had the idea to make this summit, because for those of us who do not have the luxury of just packing up and leaving, I know for me specifically, if it were just me, I would figure out a way to get somewhere and just figure out the rest on my own. But I have a baby, 10-year-old, and I probably could try to wrap my mind around doing what I would need to do, but I am more concerned about, safety and comfort for her. And honestly, as Black women, we've been through worse. Not even going to lie, I'm sure we've been through worse. We did the previous 4 years of this administration. So I believe, but it wasn't as organized. I can't even, it wasn't as organized. It wasn't, I just, even now, because I haven't really thought about it too much since the election, or outside of just people talking about or whatever. But when I think about what we've got coming around the bend, it's as far as what we've been able to discern through information about Project 2025 and the different changes that are already being lined up right now, it's daunting and it's scary. And I can feel, my heart rate. I can feel my blood pressure. I can feel the stress of just conceptualizing what's probably going to happen or could possibly happen within a couple of months. And I think it's really important that because our first instinct as Black women typically is what? Secure everybody else. Oh, what about the babies? What about the older people? What about work? What about this? What about that? We don't naturally tend to think of, what about me? What do I need to be okay, to feel okay in the midst of all of these other things that I have to make sure are okay? And we see the diabetes, overweight, blood pressure, loss of hair, we see the toll that it takes on us as Black women. Now, mind you, we were just talking about it before we came in. As Black women, we look good. None of us on here look like we could look at the ages we are. You know what I mean? However, that's not to say that we shouldn't do everything that we can do to make sure that we are in agreeable circumstances as we can, to not put those tolls on our endocrine systems, on our heart and our arteries and everything like that, on our body chemistry and everything, just because we make it look easy and good and youthful and healthy doesn't mean that everything is. And so for me, in conceptualizing Project You, my goal, my vision for it is that in having I keep coming back. My vision for it is,
I am so sorry.
no, you're fine. It's fine. We're gonna hold it down. We'll hold it down. My vision for it is that in coming to Project You, a woman who comes to Project You will be able to leave from this experience feeling supported and fortified, and like she has everything that she needs, including knowing where her village is, if she needs to come and talk, if she needs to come and ask a question, if she needs to come and give resources, if she needs to just come and know that she is safe and surrounded by like-minded Black women that will have that established so that we can support each other through this, what is sure to be a trying time.
Yeah, it's gonna get rough out there.
Now I'm sorry. I apologize. I had to go off, get on my phone. I'm out here in the tiny house, y'all. We gonna have a talk when this show is over. Me in this tiny house. Just saying. Yeah. One of the first things. I'm not gonna mess around with trying to show my screen. But you've seen this before because I've done posts about this. So one of the first things is vetting, right? That's a part of
I'm
your
sorry, I don't mean to
security.
interrupt you. Send it to me. Send it to me, and I might be able to maneuver it for you from my end.
Okay. Let me. Yeah. God. What? Where did I put it? Hold up. Okay. So, there's a million things on my mind. I'm sorry, you guys. So let me share this with. Well, just 1 second. Okay, hold on. Because I'm on my phone doing it now. Here's the thing. I have 2 vetting classes. You've heard about it. For those of you who have been around, and by the way, hello everyone who has joined us. Tea time, yay! Mara's here, yay! And everyone who's watching. Um, I I am making sure that I give you the tools. I offer you the tools um to be able to at least do some security check on the people around and in your life, you know? And so vetting 101 and 102 is not just about romance. It could be about business. It could be about, whatever relationship, but I want us to have healthy relationships because that's a part of what's happening with us when it comes to our security. So, you're going to learn how to do a whole lot in both of those classes. I suggest you take becoming the confident Black woman first. But in any case, I think that was really an important thing. Um, and then the next part, and because we've been saying this over and over, The next part is about self-defense and what that means. How are you going to, what's your plan to protect yourself, right? Um and you have the right to defend yourself. So those are the things that I want you to kind of think about as you're signing up for Project You. And to get on the Project You Discord, as Auntie Key said, um, I posted it twice. The link to the Google form, because we're vetting, girl. We vetting. And y'all know me, y'all know both of these women want for us to be safe in whatever space we're in. So that includes social media. So that's why we're vetting people, because we have to make sure that they're safe as Black women to be around Black women, because there's a good 15 to 30% of us that are unsafe. So I want to make sure that that you're receiving everything I got, you know. And it's just so important. You're so important. You're so very important. So, the first thing that we have to do is secure your person, right? And just like we make a plan and learn anything else, we can do that too, right? So, and I have a couple of things for you. Besides, I want you to think about how how you are going to secure your person, right? And there'll be a lot that you'll learn on during Project You, but there's a couple of things that I want you to um consider, okay, as we're moving forward towards Project You around the end of February. So, finding finding a class in which you can get Dark Sister training in the next couple of months. Okay. Usually those classes are under $100. I know prices have gone up. I know, I understand. And there's nothing more precious than you. You can't help anybody if you're not here. So your security is priority number one. Um, and it's priority number one for me to tell you that. I'm not worried about me, Black women. I'm really not. We all know I got the twin dark sisters on either hip. And you mess around and you might find out there's a third one from somewhere on my person. So you understand, like, I'm not worried about me, but I am definitely so very concerned for Black women and Black girls and our children. Um, so I want you to take the time to look for dark sister classes in your area. Okay? That's all it takes, is a little search. You could do it, girl. All right? Cuz what did we say? You're the most important thing here.
But
Your security is the most important.
what kind of things are you going to be and you don't have to give like the exact thing, but just kind of to give them an idea, what kind of things will you be highlighting in your presentation during the Project You?
Okay. Thank you, Quianna. She definitely always has to like get thank you. You know, thank you. Okay. So here's 10 things. okay, that you'll learn. I'm not going to explain it out or anything like that, but it's just 10 little things, okay? Um this ain't gonna be all, but let's just start with it. First thing, safety tips, handling, tools and skills. Okay. Number two, parts of your dog sister. You're gonna learn what those parts are. Okay, so that's important. Number three, we're gonna go over how to clean one, what materials you use, all of that, and how to you don't know this yet, but you're gonna learn it about securing and staging, because that's gonna be important for home defense, especially. Okay. Um, Having fun with what to wear, because I love to challenge myself. I'll just go through. It's so soothing to me to be online and going and looking at the clothes and all this stuff. And I'm like, now where is my dark sister gonna go wearing that? How am I gonna pull that off? So I really do have a lot of fun with it. And so the next thing is gonna be, you learn about what the needed accessories are. Now I over accessorize, but I can tell you what the basics foundationally you need. Okay. And then number 6 is appendix versus non-appendix carry. We're going to talk about both. Okay. And how we're going to use both. And then we're going to talk about ammo. We're going to talk about magazines and more. And number 8, we're going to practice. We're going to practice with you learning how to grip. Okay. Your stance and reloading. 9, situational awareness. Um, and cousin EDC. Everyday carry. That's what that means. And it doesn't just mean your dog sister, because mine has cousins, and they come with us too. Okay. Um, and self-defense insurance. And then last but not least, is mindset change. So I'm gonna hand it back over to you two wonderful aunties while I get what Key just told me to give her. Okay. Okay. So I can share that. So back to you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you,
Oh,
Quianna.
yeah, y'all can't hear
Can
me
you?
because I'm muted. That'll be why.
Oh,
And
okay.
we
I'm
gonna
gonna
figure this
mute.
out someday. Okay, there we go. Can y'all hear me now? Okay. So Auntie Love, as you can tell, she has the security aspect like covered. I knew she was coming with 5 things, but 10 things? No, she has us covered. She the one you want watching your sex. She knows what that is. She'll explain it to you. Y'all gotta come to the project, but she the one you want watching your sex. Um, I do more, and I'm more in the strategy area. I won't be alone there, but one of the things you're going to need is money. And one of the things you don't know that rich people do around you is that they do things like profiting from cyclical assets. And right now, one of the hottest cyclical assets is cryptocurrency. I happen to be the author of this little book right here that Season the Crypto Bull Run for Financial Freedom. And so for those who know a little bit about Bitcoin, all of it has a cycle. And I'll explain to you how this works, but I'll tell you today for free. It's a 4-year cycle, and you're coming into the second of 2 years where crypto tends to go up. Of course, now these two ladies got access to the book in late 2023. So everything I said was going to happen in October 2023, half of that has occurred. It's still hilarious to me how people don't take Black women seriously. And I'm looking at the scammers who think that only white men can be experts. I'm like, you sitting there trying to scam me because you think I'm a mark. Meanwhile, everybody listening to me has 4 times as much money as they did when they started. But you just could sit over there and wait over there to try to scam someone who's an expert and stay poor. But I don't want you to have to go through that, because crypto is something that, because it's a cycle, you can learn to do well in. And you can learn how to model that on things that are things that you use every day. We just passed Christmas time. So you might imagine that chocolate, flour, and sugar sell pretty well from October to, let's say, through Easter. You might imagine that people are traveling. So, airline stocks, gasoline stocks exist, and they may do pretty well, both over the Christmas holiday and also in the summer. Once you have trained your mind to see cycles and invest in the appropriate times, do you know there's no limit on the amount of money you can make? I'm going to say this again. For people who got my book on day one compared to today, they have 4 times as much money as they did uh, then, because Bitcoin went up 4 times. That's the power when you understand how the cycles of different assets work. And I'll be sharing that with you as part of the Project U Summit. Because crypto cycle is kind of a long one, but there are shorter ones that take place every year. And so crypto is kind of a bridge to understanding how cyclical assets work. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. You still want to go talk to one of those. Disclaimer. I just kind of observe what's going on.
And I want to
And
jump in really quickly as someone who now, unfortunately, I didn't have enough. Thank you. I got the email, love. I wasn't in a position to be able to try to do any of the things. So I missed, the cycles that you were talking about. However, I do, as someone who likes to study different means of commerce, I read the book, and as someone who's coming in with no kind of knowledge of what crypto is, as someone who recognizes the way that our community deals with investment, any kind of investment, I think it's very important to understand that educating oneself is paramount.
yes.
And I know when the word crypto gets thrown out there, that there's something that happens in our minds that thinks of a specific type of thing. This isn't for you, Deeann. This is for the
Oh, I
people.
understand. The masses.
It's something that happens that we make assumptions about what's being discussed and what the person that's talking about it is trying to do. This is purely about education. This is purely about you as an individual doing your due diligence in educating yourself about something so that you can A, decide if it's something that you want to participate in, and B, have a foundational knowledge of what it is so that you, like Deeann, could be able to pick out someone who's coming in hoping to capitalize off of that knee-jerk reaction that happens when certain buzzwords are thrown out.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure and put that out there.
No, I appreciate that because it's just that I don't think about that as often because, of course, we all know what we came to do. We came to bless y'all. But we also understand that you're in an environment where not everybody is going to do that. One of the most damaging things that happens to us is we are conditioned, and like, I'm in vetting 101. And when Auntie Love starts explaining about classical and operant conditioning, and I started looking around at the world around me and how that affects everything that we do, I'm like, okay, my mind is officially blown. I have to actually process this. But when it comes to our investment and how we handle our money, our conditioning makes a big difference on that too. And in some very specific ways. Crypto is a young asset. But I also said that, every year someone is investing in chocolate on October the 1st and making money until Good Friday. Every year someone is investing in airline stocks on October 15th and making money till January 3rd. Or investing on May 15th and making money until around September the 1st. Every year someone is getting richer. But because we've been conditioned that we can't do anything for ourselves, because we've been conditioned we have to give our money to someone else, and because we have only heard about the worst stories about everything that's ever happened in stocks and bonds, and especially crypto, we have been conditioned to go fear first.
It's one of two things. And this is my observation, because we get the fearful ones, and the fearful ones are getting their fears fed by the ones who go to like, oh, I can just give this person my money and they'll make me a millionaire.
Yeah.
And so there's a cycle that goes on here where there are people that don't do their due diligence, but rely on someone else who's telling them that they know what to do. And then those that are just too afraid to do anything. And so,
well, it's fear first and then hype second. And that's exactly where I was going next. You
yeah,
anticipated where I was going. By the time Bitcoin is at, okay, this is for free. The terminal price it's about 95,000 today. Terminal price has been calculated at about 188,000. Benjamin Cowan looked at all the charts. Do you know that as African Americans, most of us will not even begin to have the word in our circles and pay attention until like 150,000? So what happens then is that people come in at the end of the cycle thinking that they're going to be able to do what people that came in early. And those stories of what happens, because if you don't know what you're doing and you come in at the wrong time, crypto will take between 70 and 90% of your money away. That's a fact. You will get wiped out. That's a fact. So then that feeds the fear stories. So between the fear first and the hype second, we can get locked into a cycle of always being the last and the least. And of course, that's by design. Because if it's like I had to explain to some international crypto enthusiasts who were making fun of Kamala Harris for not, quote, understanding crypto, like she had other things to do in 90 minutes. But I said, first of all, no German should be sitting up here and talking in a racist attitude. Do I need to remind you what your grandparents were doing? Second of all, you don't know what you're talking about because you don't understand the racial history of your own country, much less ours, and how information gets to us last and least. I had to go and shut them down because people have a lot of opinions about what Black women know and don't know, but people don't understand how information is kept from us. And then finally the hype breaks through it, but it's too late at that point. And then the fear kicks in again because you get beat up bad. Here's another one. Try investing in chocolate after June 1st when you can't ship chocolate anywhere without a cold pack because it melts. You get beat up every year behind that because people do not come and say, people are the last people to come to us. So because people are the last, well, as a Christian, I heard it said that the last should be first and the first should be last. People too arrogant to buy this book can be last. That's fine. People who are smart enough to invest in themselves and come to Project U can be first the next cycle out and even catch the tail end of this one. Because I don't have any interest in furthering anyone's oppression. And it's very important when we talk about strategy that you get your strategy from people who actually want you to live and thrive. And so that's just an overview of what there are going to be plenty of other people coming and talking about strategy. We have an amazing lineup. I'm just going to be like, yeah, basically this time of year do this, basically this time of year do this, because according to all the data that we have, you should be successful if you do this and get in before the crowd and get out before the crash, and you should be generally successful. And that's true for assets across the board, actually.
It is. I as someone coming from a background of just like moderate study of trading in a general sense, watching the cyclical nature of things and how you monitor, because it's really this is just a general sense. Investing in this way, whether it's stocks, whether it's options, whether it's crypto, whatever it is, you have to be patient. This isn't something where you're just going to come in with, however much money, whether you have a little bit of money or a lot of money, you just want to throw a bunch of money in, because otherwise you might as well just go on down to the casino. It takes skill, it takes patience, and it takes due diligence. You're going to have to be diligent. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to try. It's not just an investment of money. It's an investment of time. And guess what? That's a principle for anything that you're going to do. If you want to get into real estate, you need to know the basis of what processes are there when you're trying to flip houses. If you're going to get contractors, you're going to need to know what's the process that the contractors have to go through to be able to get the permits and the materials and the this and the that to be able to build that house. We as Black people need to make a habit of getting into the weeds and down to the nitty gritty of the processes of the things that we want to be involved in. We can't just go in on a surface level and say, oh, I want to be involved in this thing, and then get mad and go crazy when stuff doesn't go right. We have to educate ourselves. And that's what the second part of the strategy day is going to be about. That's going to be the second day strategy day. We're going to just be getting into the weeds of the things that we can do to improve our situation financially. And it's not about, oh, you're going to be a millionaire. No, it's going to be about practical things that we can do at the levels that we are at to be able to fortify ourselves, to make the most of the resources we are getting, to be able to get more resources where possible from a small scale, which could be just, doing better at your job or getting a better job, up to possibly being able to make investments in the cycles that Deeann will be talking about. So I just wanted to
And I probably should just add, if you want to be a millionaire as a Black woman, you do have the creativity, the ability, the genius to do that. Can you do it in the spirit of competition with people who have a 248-year head start and got the millions that you're admiring unjustly? Is that something that you can do overnight? I'm not saying that you can't, because a lot of you out there are that intelligent. But everything has a cost. The cost may be time. The cost is knowledge. The cost is all those things. And you just need to think about all that. The fastest way to make $1 million in cryptocurrency, I can tell you exactly what it is. Buy $850,000 worth of Hive-backed dollars and invest them at 15% for a year. You can get to where you're going, but it depends on the level of your investment. 15% of 850,000 is going to put you in the ballpark. But you see what you needed to start with. Here's how to make $1 million. Get $10 million and save it for a 10% interest. There you go. But it depends on where you start. So we're not saying that if you want to be rich, that's a goal. You get to have that goal as a human being. But you need to think about, okay, what is it going to cost me and who's going to pay for it? Most people who are rich in the United States of America are rich because Black people paid for it for about 248 years. Keep that in mind. And then over time, so crypto has a 4-year cycle. Chocolate has a yearly cycle. Flour and sugar has a yearly cycle. Travel has a twice yearly cycle. It depends on how much you wanted to invest. You can get there if you know what you're doing. You are someone who has amazing creativity and talent. You may go viral at any time. Heck, if all of us had a little less on and were willing to dance for you, shoot, we could probably go viral today. Put that Cashapp up in there. Maybe. But it depends on what it is you want to do. We're not here doing the hype train for you. Love and Quianna know what they had to do to even get me to wear colors like this. That's a long, intense conversation. I kept my holiday stuff out. Y'all already know it's winter here. I'm not feeling great. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I got my navies and all, but no, we're not a part of hype train. But we do want to give you solid things that we use to make room for ourselves and the elders and the children that we support so that we have time. It's a Friday afternoon at 3:03 because I ain't got to punch anybody's clock. I can be here. I'll walk around the corner in about another hour, make sure my mother Mathews good, make sure Father Mathews good. Part of the reason I can do that is because I wrote about what I know. And I want you to know it. And in Project U, you're going to be surrounded by Black women that want you to know the things that they know so that you can see the improvements in your life that we have seen. I don't think any of us here are millionaires just yet. Not just yet.
Look, I'm not a millionaire, but guess what? I am a lady of leisure. And that's something that I can, that blows my mind even to say now. I think about in 2021, I was sitting right over there, depending on where I wanted to be at, working from home, just haggard. You know what I mean? Just now I've been doing better because I used to be working in retail before that, but I remember getting that job And then after really getting into that job and being like, man, this ain't what I thought it would be. I don't want to do this either. And saying to myself, I wish I could just have the time to think my thoughts all the way through, to put my ideas on paper and out into the world, to just learn about the things I want to learn about. And here I am, 4 or 5 years later, I'm in school. I'm spending all day in the communities that I want to be in, talking to the people I want to talk to. I'm able to think my thoughts through. I'm able to make my thoughts into things, like it's amazing. And it has little to do with money, because guess what? I'm just getting to a point where these things are now affording me money. You know what I mean? Whether it's through school giving me money, whether it's through, people that have been supporting my channel and stuff like that. But I had to take the time and invest in myself in order to figure out how to redirect that energy into sustaining me in these things that I actually want to be doing.
Let me speak on investing into yourself also. Crypto is a high hill, a high learning curve. Oh, they talk about the parabolic run that happens at the end, where most of the money is made after the early people have gotten their money out. But the parabolic run is still coming up in 2025, so you have not missed all of it. But you will feel stupid so many times learning crypto. Now, I have tried to save you some time. You feel stupid a lot less if you read a book.
Let me tell you something. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but because you're saying as the person that has the knowledge, but I'm telling you as someone who's learning. And I read the book and I told you I got to go back and read it again, because it opened me up to go, okay, I got it. But the thing about learning is when you learn something, one of the ways you actually learn is when you learn how much you don't know. And so it was just like, whoa, wait a minute. I need to go back and reread it again, because like I said, when I hear the word crypto, when we hear the word crypto, you get an automatic, it's just automatically like, ooh, that's too much. You know what I mean? White men, money.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it shuts you on down. But to have you lay it out and say, this is what crypto is. Crypto isn't the market, the exchange of the money and how you think of the stock market, you just see men in suits yelling and Yes. That's what happens in the brain. Crypto is not that. Crypto is this. This is how it works. This is what it's made of. This is how you use it. That's what the book is. So that you can have a baseline understanding, familiarize yourself, so that it's not this foreign thing that you have to be scared of, so that it's a thing just like anything else that you can interact with, that you can learn
that
more
we can
about, and that you can
learn,
hopefully position yourself to be able to benefit from at some point.
That we can learn and master like we can learn and master anything else any human being has ever created.
Yeah.
But see, here's the deal. It took me 4 years of investment in myself to learn it. It's taking you the time to read it twice. And I'll just tell you, okay, this is 5 years of learning that I put down in that book. But there are things about crypto that I'm still sitting up here like, okay, that's deep. I got to go do more study. So that means I have to choose to take time, because this book got to be updated after 2025.
This is my concern.
It's got to be better.
This is my concern about it. I wanted to learn because I'm someone, most of us, we just keep our head down. We're working, we're doing whatever we're doing. But I'm somebody that always, whenever the new wave was coming and the people were getting the benefits of whatever it was, they were able to jump on in the moment when it was new. I'm going, oh man, I wish I knew. I wish I understood. I wish I had, a way, because I had absolutely no way to be able to be involved in it, to be able to benefit by the time that it got to that point. In this situation, like I said, it's not that thing, oh yeah, you're going to do this, you're going to be a millionaire. It's about the opportunity is here for you to familiarize yourself with something, so that when an opportunity comes that might fit your speed, you can jump on, because it could be anything. It doesn't have to be
Yep.
any one thing. It could be anything. And the
Yep.
minute there's so many things that go past us because we don't even know the
Yes.
baseline information to be able to say, oh, well, that thing is not for me, but this thing is. This thing I
Yes.
got a handle on.
I
And
can
so,
adapt this here over here because
yeah,
I don't
so
understand crypto, but I eat a lot of chocolate.
exactly. So this is about familiarizing yourself enough so that if and when the right opportunity for you comes within the scope of what crypto's market is, that you can be able to do. You may not be trading it yourself. You know what I mean? You may not be in the mix with the actual transactions of it being moved around. But
No.
when the market start expanding to being able to access it in more on the iPhone, when they start
Yep.
making iPhone apps about it, when they start doing it at a level that you can access it, you want to
You're
already know
ready.
what it is.
But see, here's the deal. It's like why you should come to Project U. It does require that you make that investment and say to yourself, I'm a quote Auntie Love from the self-confidence course. You matter and you are important. Just like her courses are an investment in yourself. If we do not as Black women understand that we have the right to take courses and use skin products built by other Black women. Look at Auntie Love. I may put her age out there because she told me about like 963. Look at this. Look at this 900 and look here. Look here. Look here. You see y'all see that? We have a right to do things that actually are built and work for us. And when you believe that, then you invest your time accordingly. There is nothing human beings have ever done. The Black mother is the mother of humanity. There is nothing that human beings have ever done that we can't learn. But it does require that level of, I believe that I am worthy to invest in myself and to spend my money on me for a minute. I'm trying to think, what was my Christmas shopping like? I have three of my students are doing various things. So I just bought Christmas goodies from folks and supported their fundraising drives. So I chose to and who I wanted to invest in. But I also held some money back because there's some things I need to do also for me. It ain't for everybody else. Now, as Black women, we gonna make sure the people we love are good because it's just what we do. But it's okay for me to take significant time off in January because I still need to finish vetting 101. And I'm also looking at it taking a course for advanced marketing strategies for my book and course next year, so that some more of us can get in the gate. Why crypto and not traditional investing in stocks and index funds? That is one of those things where you have to figure out what your style is. But I will tell you this: emerging markets are generally the barrier of entry and seeing good results is lower. And also they're volatile early on, so that if you understand they're going to make big gains because they're young markets. Crypto is a 15 to 16-year-old market, depending on where you start the clock. So it's also accessible to the average person. As of yet, no one in the United States has said to you that you can't invest in certain funds unless you have a broker. No one has yet said to you need to be what's called an accredited investor. Um, Traditional stocks and bonds are fine because, like I said, I talk about chocolate, I talk about flour and sugar, and talk about airline stocks. The reason that I'm sitting in here today is because I bought American Airlines as it was coming out of bankruptcy. That sucker went up 50 times. And that is what told me if I could understand how this works, and this was 20 years ago, if I can understand how American Airlines paid a lot of bills that year. If I can figure out how this works, I can make this work anywhere. The thing about cyclical assets is once you understand the cycle, what you learn in crypto, you can use on any asset. So if crypto isn't for you, which is fine, you can use it to understand how to get in your stocks and your bonds. Crypto is crazy. I was minding my own self business on my old computer, which nearly broke because Bitcoin decided to drop $10,000 in 10 minutes. My computer couldn't print the screen fast enough. It was up here doing this. I'm like, what in the... It can be wild. And yes, there, as Quianna said, there are a whole bunch of hype men that are there, and you could just tell that they're full of it. And it can be it's a very difficult environment to work in. My advantage was I had to fight so many of those at the same time. I had to fight so many of those people and beat them in my own community. Men who giggle when you compared their beard to Robert E. Lee. I was just testing them to see how they were going to react. I had to fight so many of them back in the same time period that it just didn't bother me as much as it would. So, Invisible, if you have some money there, look, here's what you do. This is what I do oftentimes. So you leave, so mathematically, I can tell you. Um, in fact, I'm not going to give you advice because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. Because I have well aged and bought things a long time ago, I ignore the hype men. When it gets to be August, September, I'm going to take a lot of mine out. So I would say to you, if the environment that people are in are just acting a fool, acting a fool, acting a fool, an early date will also be April, because that should be how long President Trump's honeymoon should last. So think of April and August and just ignore folk because the market will do its own work. You ain't got, can I just deliver us real quick? Having loud, boorish, undergrown white men yelling about whatever it is. Look, get you some Bitcoin and Ethereum and leave all that alone and let the market do the work. And then get out after August. Basically, early exit date may be April. So between our April and November at the latest, don't even bother. It's like I had to explain to my Sunday school class that there's a whole bunch of people that think the earth is only 6,000 years old because Usher, a man named Usher, told them that, not the rapper, USSHER. I'm like, this man didn't even bother to talk to a Jewish person and know that that's not possible. You didn't even bother to talk to people groups older than your little Anglo-Saxon life to find this out. No, see, white men are not God. Therefore, if they are all yelling and screaming like they are, ignore them. Understand the cycle length. At the latest, November 2025 to January 2026. At the absolute latest, probably you're going to be happy if you get out between April and August. If the cycle math that I'm looking at and analyzing holds, okay? You don't have to have white men yelling at your face. Come on to Project U. I'll show you the whole cycle. And then you'll be one of the first people to be ready when white men are crying to be ready to get ready to profit in 2027. Come on by. I'll get you set up. Well,
Auntie,
no, you buy it in 2027, you profit in 2029. Come on by.
Auntie Love, I don't know if you can see behind the scenes. I shared my screen. So if you just share that, because it won't let me put it on the big screen. Can you see it? You not still logged in on the computer? Oh.
No, I'm not
Okay, I
logged in
have
on the
my
computer.
desktop, so if y'all would
It did.
we just bounce it all the way around, I'll see if I can put it up there.
I sent you that same email.
Okay, let me
Okay,
go.
I
The
sent
thing
you the
is,
same
I don't
email.
think I have permission to just do it. Like you
Oh,
have to give me permission to just put it up
Right.
because it's
Because
in the chat, but it's not
and
on the thing.
okay, hold on. Let me go see if
so
I have.
Auntie D has the permissions, and that's what
Okay.
I was saying like earlier in the week. I was like, "Ooh, I got to give you some. I got to get you in the permissions of StreamYard. That's what it is.
Okay, all right. I
That's
see
why it's
Project U
not
slides. All right,
showing
let me
your
see if I
double
can get this
screen.
up here.
But
See, this Black
Deann
men, we work together.
Deann
This is how we do this.
has access to it. I think.
Okay, hold
And I was
on.
gonna say,
Yes.
so and mind you now,
Um.
for anyone, because I
One
see
of the
like
things that I
comments.
wanted.
Go ahead, love.
Oh, I'm sorry. Um. Uh. One of the things that I wanted to touch on was a couple things, like because you both said so much that is going to be so wonderful about everyone, all the Black women who are going to come in and um on Project U, right? So one of the things that we've talked about a little bit here, and it in our strategy, right, is our mindsets and how we see things right now, right? Because I talked about that a little bit earlier in this show. So another thing is language. And y'all have heard me do this before when it comes to strategies, okay? So I think that we have never really thought about, and I'm talking about my generation and maybe a little bit my mom's generation, okay? Because there were different women than my mother, right? But because we're being constantly told we can't know our own history at school, we can't do those things. I want you to understand how strategic, how they strategically worked to um to get rid of like Roe versus Wade, or to come up with whatever law, because one, it's a domino effect, and they knew because they basically mind mapped it. But we keep telling ourselves that we don't have time for that. We're already doing too much. Um, they're making laws, policies, standards, and rules for us, and yet we're not doing that for ourselves. So that's a part of the strategy in you being your own project. I
Okay.
hope that makes sense what I'm saying, because I want y'all, because I've been saying for the longest time, listen, we need to build our own infrastructure for that centers Black women, Black girls. Oh no, we can't do that. Oh, what will white people say? What will they do? Well, they'll do just what they've been doing, which is target us. Okay, that's what they'll do. So since you know that, you want to make sure you put tactics and strategies of your own in place for you. They should not be dictating to Black women and Black girls that how human we are or are not, who we are or who we're not. That ought to be us dictating that for other people to follow when it comes to dealing with us. You're not going to tell me that you get to attack me, assault and batter me, but I need to forgive you. You're not going to tell me that you get to assault and batter me, but I don't get to protect myself. I just need to take it. Because after all, I'm only a Black woman. And if I believed that shit, then I would not be able to protect myself. Why would I? I don't believe that I deserve protection. I don't believe that I should put time into um deciding for myself who I am and what I want so I can articulate that to the rest of you freaks. You're going to learn in strategy too about boundaries have to have consequences, because what we know for a fact is that people are going to behave. Sometimes they're going to behave badly, sometimes they're not, but they're going to behave. And one of the problems we've incurred by not strategizing, you know, in maybe my time or the generation before me, because Black women did a whole bunch of strategizing before that, before we quote unquote integrated. We knew then what we're just figuring out now, and this generation, this group of people who are alive as Black women, that we only had ourselves. Nobody else had us then either. So we designed the civil rights movement, designed the suffrage that we got X'd out of. We designed all of these different things. And then because of the way we believe, we handed that over to Black males and white folks. Because we don't believe that we can design something simply for us. And we can use the strategies that we're so great at. I don't know anybody better. I'm sorry. I don't know nobody better at this problem solving than Black women. Okay? We midair. We could out of midair, we will make it happen. But we give it all to these freaks because we've come to believe their bullshit about us. So that's a part of the strategy. And one of the other things about the strategy that I've been employing, if you like watch me, I say the most incendiary shit. Right? But one of the things that I learned in my career was how to develop policies and standards. As a director in nursing, you do that. Most of the people who are in administration, of course, are white women. Policies against your tail. Again, it comes down to language too. We keep making these women innocent, okay? Oh, they know not what they do. Why would they keep voting against their interests? How many times do I have to say they're not voting against their interests? They're voting against yours. Look at this last election. Black women, please. And you will see that when they behave the way, however these other demographics behave, it's us who suffers the consequences. And I don't intend for that to remain the case. I'm not suffering consequences behind y'all violent ass. Okay? I'm not doing that. You are going to be responsible and accountable for your behaviors as other people where we're concerned. I already know you're going to behave badly, and I'm going to be the consequence waiting for you too. I can't wait. I know you're going to not listen to Black women tell you to leave us the fuck alone. You are going to keep terrorizing Black women, Black girls, and our children, because that's what you've done for 406 years. What would make me think you some kind of different animal than the ghost before you in your lineage? I don't think that. I'm basing what I'm saying on your behaviors over time. And you keep choosing the same shit, which means that we keep suffering the consequences of your heinousness and your foulness. And no, absolutely not. So one of the things is that we developed our own standards, our own, how they're going to get with us. But I promise you, if I heard it once, I heard it twice, I heard it a million times. Oh, but we don't need that. Well, aren't people always telling us in our own community that we don't have standards? Access denied to your tail. Okay? And we're going to be held sacred, protected, and uplifted. And we're going to decide what that looks like. And when you behave, oh, we got to answer for everything, everybody, grown ass people. Okay? Oh, where did they get their home training? Well, you know these Black single mothers. Say something else fucking stupid. There's not a Black mother responsible for J.D. Vance or Trump or Elon Musk. Not one. We don't write policies against people's self-body autonomy. We don't. when we get death threats on social media from every quarter, let me tell y'all this. We're not the one giving people death threats. Okay, well, allegedly, I might. But the rest of Black women, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not what we do. And I think a lot of times we're trying to self-soothe, and I don't blame us. I've been there. I know. But I'm telling you, just like you got the Amish community and they got their own little inside infrastructure, y'all don't even think about that, do you? Oh, we know Jewish people do it. Hey, Asian people do too, over here in these United States. So you think that you need to keep going to hospitals that are literally killing you? So you think you need to we need to be at the table? No, girl, we the whole house. Uh, we don't need to be at nobody's table. We got all that and more. We're the ones who create. You're the ones who appropriate what we create. So we closing ranks because I know this. Of course they're going to be violent with us. When haven't they been? But I learned how to speak violence very well from the best violent people right here in these United States. So if that's the language you speak, I got a strategy for you. I got some tactics for you because I've been on the battlefield on in so many different ways. And I want to make sure that you're able to have that too as Black women. And that's where Project You really comes in and comes through. What Quianna has um, created is freaking outstanding. She's really working hard to offer you everything that different ones of us have become have some expertise in. You know, it's brilliant. It is brilliant. I'm saying a part of our strategy moving forward really does need to be um coming together in ways like Quianna created for us. Auntie Key created this for us. Let's take her up on her brilliant offer, because that's a very important piece of the strategies that we're going to be needing in 2025. And I'm just like, you possess infinite creativity, talents, and you're preternatural elementals, Black women. These people are constantly talking about you, to you, for you, against you. If we're so insignificant, then why are we always in your forked tongues? If we're so insignificant, then why do you see us as the biggest threat that you had to put us on page 4 of your little Project 2025 and let people know they ain't gonna be around here showing white women that they can be independent or something. That's enough. Why don't we come together as Black women, those of us who would like to see a different path for our own daughters, our children? Why don't we come together and really wrap our minds around that? You are not just super. You are the fifth element. You are the most necessary resource on this planet. They can't even, if they get white women pregnant and won't let them choose for themselves, they cannot even impregnate them without your specific coding, mitochondrial coding, Black women. Like they're always saying, we're the blueprint, because we are. Please, strategy is so important. deciding what your boundaries are going to be, plus the consequences you're willing to give out, is important. And you are the priority. You are your project. You, all these other special projects, black men, white women, white men, Asian people, Hispanic, stop. I'm not taking on none of that special. No, no special projects. It's going to be project black women, black girls being centered. Project you. Okay, I rest my case for right now.
Well, I feel so I don't know where Auntie D went, but yeah, absolutely. It's about valuing yourself and looking at yourself as you got it. Oh, you were able to put it on. Okay, good. Being able to recognize that all things flow from you and from the relationship that you have with yourself. And we can keep putting our all into these jobs, into these relationships, not just with men, just in a general sense, just all these external things. But if we don't take the time to build the foundation that says, hey, I am the power source of everything that is going on within my life, I need to tend to that first and foremost, then we're always going to be behind the 8 ball. We're always going to be last and least. We're always going to be dealing with not enough. And this is, I want to be clear, this isn't about any type of specific or particular way of being. I'm not saying, oh, you got to be this, you got to be a housewife, or you got to aspire to be, this type of woman or this type of person or live this type of lifestyle. I'm saying that you need to go inward and figure out what type of lifestyle is the most authentic to you, and then invest more into yourself so that your source can show you the ways to facilitate it within your life with ease, with grace, outside of what you were taught or picked up on around you, the coping mechanisms, the survival mode, all of those types of things. It's about being willing to say, I don't have to do it that same way. I don't have to do it that way that I was taught. I don't have to do it that way that was modeled to me. I don't have to do it that way that people were telling me I have to do for this reason and that reason or whatever reason, for all the reasons that my fear tells me I have to do it that way. My biggest and best project is going to be myself. And then from that project, everything else is going to flow. And so that's what Project You is about. Like I said, in these, I can't necessarily say they're unprecedented times, but in these times that we're going, good, you're back. In these times that we're about to go into, these uncertain times, to know that you have that foundation of that relationship with yourself, and you have agreements you made to yourself, and you have a plan within yourself to weather the storms that are anticipated to come. Welcome back, Auntie D.
Thank you. My internet said I'll throw both you and your slides out, but I see one of you managed to get it done while I was gone. See the power of black women working together. See how it work? See how it work?
Yes. So I think we can start from where you were going, Auntie Loved, in with your slideshow, and I'll just move the slides as needed. Just let me know when to go on to the next slide, okay? Oh no, not one and then the other. Now she's
Love, we can't hear you.
you're on mute. You're still on mute, Loved.
Sorry.
There you go.
I'm looking at two different screens. I'm sorry. So the first part, like we said, a part of security is learning how to vet. It isn't true that black women don't know how to vet. It's just we vet after the fact. And we just need to like put that in front. Okay? Because girl, we'll find out everything about everybody. Okay? Once they did us wrong.
Yeah.
But I wanted you to have information so that you could decide, oh, so you want to play some narcissist games. Oh, you want to be a sociopath, do you? Okay, psychopath. You'll be doing that somewhere else because you ain't
Right.
getting close to me. Vetting is it's really about, it is about being able to understand how important you are, how much you matter. And it's also being able to, it's like a vaccination. Okay. Oh, you might get a little sick, but it would be a whole lot worse if you didn't get the vetting vaccination where you found out that this was a jackass before you decided, oh, we're going to start quote unquote dating. No, vetting and dating aren't the same thing. Vetting, you should be vetting prior to dating. You should be doing meetups or something, okay? Mostly over the phone, okay? And in very public, well lit places with you and your dark sister. That's what I'm saying, okay? So that's imperative, and there's a lot of information there. Okay, next. So this part, okay, it's a little difficult to see later, as people are coming back to watch this live. I just wanted you to know that we went over these 10 things at the top of the show, but there'll be other things that you can see. But I wanted you to have the 10 rules of dark sister safety and dark sister range safety rules now, before, as you're signing up for Project U. Okay, because these two are the gateway to you being able to go on the range. They're going to ask you these 10 questions. I wanted you to have the answers. You know how they always get the cliff notes and all that? Well, this is a Black woman cliff notes. Okay, that doesn't mean that, because usually what they'll do is they'll have you watch a video with these things on there. But I want you to already have it kind of in your mind, right? Okay, I have to be able to answer these questions when they give me their little 10 question test, which is just these things, right? So that I can go to the range, so that I can have somebody at the range who I like to, one of my favorite ranges has they sell dark sisters, as well as they have a range that you can practice on with expert instructors. Okay. So I like going to ones like that, because then you will be able to have them show you different, they'll let you try out different pews if you're thinking about buying them. Okay. So I wanted you to have the rules. And up there, I wanted you to know, I just wanted to give you some familiarization of the parts of a dark sister. Okay, that's one of mine, one of my twins. A Ruger security light rack in 380. I'm telling y'all that because I've gotten inundated with DMs, calls from folks that they'll be message. I had to turn off Facebook Messenger, girl, asking me what it is I carry. And I specifically carry this because I'm older. You know what I'm saying? And I am a diabetic, though that's falling off, which I love. That's wonderful. Take a Manjaro or whatever, but I'm still 57. So I I had to find something that was easy to load, easy to handle, and the recoil was almost nothing. Okay. That's why I'm telling you what I use on a regular basis. Okay. But you go to the range and you will be able to test out different things. Maybe something else is better for you. Okay. That's why that. Okay. On to the next. That's the same. So I wanted you to know that's a clear view of it. Okay, that's it. Next one. Okay. Now, whether you're watching this now or whether you are watching this later, I got a little fun. All right. Now I want you all to look at these outfits right here. You can put this in the chat. You can comment on this, but I want you to take a look at these outfits, and I want you to think about, ooh, where would my dark sister go? We all dress differently, right? There are things we like to wear, stuff we don't like to wear, whatever it is. Okay? But that's what I'm thinking when I'm looking at different outfits. Oh, where would my dark sister go? Now, honestly, the third one, I wouldn't be wearing booty shorts. That's just not. I mean, okay, I'm just saying. But where would my dark sister go? Because if my dark sister can't go, I'm not going. Okay? So I want you to look at 1, 2, 3, and 4, and y'all put in the comment which one you think you could use your dark sister with, that you could carry your dark sister with. Okay? So put that in the comments, all right? Because I can't wait. I can't wait for y'all to tell me which one y'all like. Oh, you could never wear that mess. And okay. We all have different tastes, right? And while you go to practice, you might be wearing jeans and a t-shirt or a shirt or whatever. That's not how you dress every day, probably. And you want to dress in a way in which you're going to be comfortable. Okay? And you can sufficiently conceal your dark sister. So, okay, next one. Now, again, I want you to look at what's up there. Okay, what these two ladies are wearing. Again, where's my dark sister going to go? Now, I'm going to give y'all a little hint. A good way, one little good thing that I keep in mind is separate pieces. Okay? So that's why I put the skirt up there. Because what I do, you'll find out at Project U. Okay? But I want y'all to just think about it in your head. My taste ain't y'all's, but whatever that it is that you like to wear, I want you to think, where's my dark sisters going? Because, okay, we all know, okay, that I'm wearing 2 now. All right. So, on to the next. Okay. Now, this is going to give you a good hint of how you answer the first 2. Okay. Okay, that's me, number 1. That's me, number 2. Right. So, you saw someone in the other pics before this that you're going to tell us whether, oh, could I wear that? And where would my dark sister go? If you look at these first 2 pictures, you'll see that I'm wearing something similar and I have my dark sisters. Okay? The gray, you can see my midriff somewhat. Okay? But you look around my waist. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay? All right, remember that. But you see this black outfit? Even usually, if I'm wearing whatever, I can properly conceal my dark sisters. And you're going to learn how. Project You. Okay. Third picture is one of my favorites, girl. That's Tactical Baddie. I hope you go follow her. She is so just gorgeous, like, and amazing. Okay. She does a lot with Dark Sisters. You'll learn a lot from her. And I suggest you go and follow her, right? That'll help you get comfortable with different things. Now, the thing maybe you can't tell in this particular picture, but I want y'all to know this is recent. My girl is with child. She pulled, when you go back, if you go and you look at her videos, you'll see this one. She actually pulled from her thigh. You can visibly see she's pregnant. And what happens with Black pregnant women? Well, they are 11% more likely to be assaulted, battered, and unalived. But you ain't doing it to her. You ain't doing it to Tactical Baddie. Now, I don't know what y'all do, but whatever that is, you ain't gonna do it to her, because she gonna serve some consequences. Pregnant, pulled, wearing a whole dress. Now, listen, again, I am 57. I don't want to be pulling from my, I can't pull from my thigh, but that's just a peculiarity for me. I don't like under the arm side, holsters. I got too much book. I can't do it. So you're gonna learn all of these different things, but I want y'all to remember this picture of Tactical Baddie. She is cute and lethal. I wouldn't go fucking with her. I wouldn't roll up on her. I wouldn't. I can guarantee you right now, she a better shot than me. Of course she is. First of all, her eyes are having, she ain't lost no vision. Okay, this is a younger woman. But she is always on it. Okay? So don't y'all tell me that, I can't. Oh, this and that and da-da-da. No, that's just conditioning and programming you got to boot. Okay? Because if Tactical Baddie, all the way preggers, can do what she doing, I know good and well. And this woman doesn't miss time at the range. She done tricked out all kinds of stuff. Okay? She is amazing. She's a brilliant woman. She is amazing. Tactical Baddie, girl. Check her out. Okay, next. Okay, Key.
That's all I got. Nothing else is coming up.
Okay, because there's nothing else. That's why.
Oh, you saying okay? I can stop. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have
I know
it.
there was one more thing. I'm sorry, you guys.
No,
I'm
you're
so
fine.
sorry. Let me just say this. There's some action, we've already talked about it, that you can employ should you choose before the summit to purchase a dark sister. Now, run that back. Run the slideshow back, okay? And I want you to look at the rules again, all right? Just familiarize yourself with them. That's the one thing. Rules of safety. I do want y'all to check out the concealed carry classes around you. Google it, girl. Okay. I do want you to sign up for a Dark Sister course. I'm hoping you will go ahead and work on getting your concealed carry, because you have to take a class for that. Those classes are usually between 85 and $100. It's just not that
I was going to
expensive,
say,
considering
I wanted,
that your safety is of the highest import.
and I
It
wanted
is
to add in here
fully worth it.
because I wanted to add in here
Okay.
that I've seen.
So
Can you hear me?
those I want you to make sure that you do between now and Project U Summit. Okay? Because it's important. It's important. It'll get you ready. It'll help you to feel more. hmm I could a second ago.
Okay, so it's a delay. It's a delay. Okay. I wanted to let you guys know that for the just to prime your
You kind of froze.
oh, oh no.
Okay, yeah, there's a huge lag.
Okay, so you could okay, there's a huge I'm gonna leave out and then I'm gonna come back.
Okay, I don't know what happened to Miss Key. Let's
Yeah,
go
she's
find out.
gonna come back up because there's a huge lag.
Okay, so I'll just finish up. I'm gonna make sure I get her back up here. Um, so I want y'all to go to the range. I'm just saying, okay? You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You can do it. Okay. So, um, since I've been inundated with calls and all these things, and I don't go anywhere without my dark sisters. Okay, if my dark sisters can't go, I ain't going. Just telling you. Don't invite me no place my dark sisters can't be. Uh, she's back. Yay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so and then let me tell you, I just need to tell y'all this because this part is so frustrating to me. Okay, I had quite a few people call me and go, "Oh, so can you? I'm gonna come by so you can teach me how to use Pew Pew." Well, where you been for the last girl? No, no, absolutely not. Mm-mm. You're gonna go take classes. I have videos up. Go watch them. Okay, because I don't know what you was doing, but I've been practicing. Okay, so um, here's some of what I've heard over the years from us as Black women, and I need y'all to kind of work with yourself, even if it's going to therapy or something, to help you get through this, right? So you can embrace your own security and the strategies that we're going to talk about and all of that on during Project U. So here's what I hear. I'm afraid of guns. Well, I got news for you. Guns don't care if you're afraid of them. I'm just saying. Okay. I might use the dark sister. Okay, those would be my cousins. No, I don't want one because I might use it. Well, what the hell? And you might not. But if you have it and you
Well,
agree to, okay.
I will say I have been one of those people that's just like, oh, I'm not living that kind of lifestyle, who would want to bother me? I don't need, type of thing. But I do feel like, just like I was talking about with the crypto situation, it's just good to know. It's good to have it in case you need it. And if you're being diligent about it, if you're being, treating it with the respect and reverence and responsibility that it warrants, it should be fine. It should be fine. And it is something I feel like, again, expanding your paradigm to be able to include it. It doesn't have to take over your whole paradigm. It's just something else that's included in your lifestyle, in your repertoire, and things like that. So that's definitely been a learning curve for me because I was just like, oh, I'm a lover, not a fighter, type of thing.
In my own case, I'm an
Well,
heir. I'm an
of it
heir to
of
women
our
gun owners.
sisters.
So it's not something that I thought about, but I knew my grandmother and my aunts. They all packed. Of course, now San Francisco hadn't packed certain laws at that time, so my own city is, like I said, you're one mayor and governor away. Um, Makes it very, very difficult. But because I will be an heir anyway, it makes sense for me to put my plans together. And so what Auntie Love helps me with is, okay, how can you practice when you can't practice? My hiking poles have a good grip to practice with. So at least I know now, okay, get your two hands on there. I can practice that every day now. I know what
Mhm.
cities, because she
You can
sent me
also,
information to go to be able to practice. So it's coming together. It's slow, but you can do it if you're serious.
yeah, and y'all could also go on Temu and buy a fake one, just so you can get the trigger.
Yeah, that's I've hadn't thought about that. You can't even ship some fake ones here, but I'll go back and check again because
Yeah, it's an
the
error. You could.
you can't even
We
ship an
live in.
air gun to San Francisco. But I just may need to get PO
No,
box
no,
one.
no. It's not. It's not one of those. It's not a compressor. It's literally like a Nerf.
Ah,
Yeah, but it actually you can actually pull the trick. That's all. It's not.
cool. Thank you.
It,
See,
yeah, it's not actual. It's not even
okay,
a. It's not a compressor. I know what you're
okay.
saying.
That's
Yeah.
exactly because you can't even get the
Uh,
compressors here. But if where there's a will, you can be handicapped in certain areas, but that's why when Auntie Love is saying about please get your concealed carry now, because by the time I
mhm.
became aware of that, it was long since too late in California and in San Francisco in particular to be able to have this be easy. Well, there are people who think they don't need it because it's easy now. You're one
Yeah.
mayor and one governor away, literally. And my city has a black woman governor. I mean, a mayor who doesn't get it. I'm like, Mayor, but she just got defeated. So we'll see if our coming in mayor has more respect for the Second Amendment. White men tend to have more respect for that. It's unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, you one administration away. So don't wait till you're behind eight ball like I am because of where I live. Get your stuff together now. Because if you're someone like me, you just you realize it and then you're like you got to jump these extra hurdles. If you don't have to jump the extra hurdles, just make it happen while you have ease of opportunity because that may not last. There's going to be some kind of reaction to the times we're living in.
Mhm.
And a lot of laws and opportunities that we think that we take for granted. Okay, now my sinuses are saying, you took for granted I was going to let you talk through this. Excuse me a minute.
No, go ahead, girl. Get some water. What are you doing?
I need some water. I'll be
Okay.
back. Whew. Okay, my mouse is rolling across the page. I think I scared my computer. Hold on. Okay, my
I want
computer
to say,
has decided.
get some
Computer
water.
has decided it has a life of its own here. Hold on.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna say while Miss D is working on that, Auntie D is working on that, is um okay, so my husband, because this is men, all right, that they're gonna behave, okay, whatever way they behave. When I first was like, oh, I'm gonna get some dark sisters, he was like, oh, all you gonna do is shoot yourself. See, we get told these things. We get told these things constantly. He is a man. So one of the things ingrained in them, it's not that, oh well, they want you to be they want to be the protectors. You have to need them. Oh no, that's not it. You just don't want me to whoop your ass. That's what it really is. Okay. So, him saying that, because we all know he got to bend the knee. I'm like, what did you say? What did you just say to me? Okay. So well, you're gonna do what you want anyway. You fucking right about that, sir. Okay, so I've done that, right? Because really, Dark Sisters is just an upgrade from my normal, alleged habits of being armed in different ways. Okay, so I'm just saying, allegedly. But for him to say that, but then after I get all of this stuff, I get it all together, I sign him up for the concealed carry too. I did the paperwork. All right. And then the next thing, well, one of the things I've been telling y'all is gotta buy ammo. Start buying it. Much like Auntie D when she's talking about crypto. Okay, she's trying to tell you something similar. Quianna has been over here trying to tell you something. Okay, you got to hear Auntie Key. All right. So, when he says that, the next thing I'm buying ammo, right? And he's like, "Well, we're going to get more ammo. You got enough ammo. First of all, put the shot with the up. We're not questioning me. But now let's roll forward to today. Oh, why is he all over the internet talking about, I wish somebody would try to come and do whatever over here. Because I'm ready for it. Oh, are you? Because I asked him and my son, so what's y'all's plan to secure my person? My son, I hadn't really thought about it, but I guess if I'm with you. Zip it. What about you? Well, we already got everything we need. But that's not you planning it out, though. The reason that you have everything you need is because I did the planning. I did the strategizing. I'm the one who says we're going to go to the range today. Oh, you're going to be taking video of me today. Okay? I'm the one who does all that. I'm the one who listened to all of these people and took the classes so I knew what they meant by stock up on ammo. Because they all stocked up. Girl, they got armories going on. So, another thing I hear from Black women is, I just have too much going on. I can't add another thing. Well, like I tell my cousins, right? Because they love to call me too with this. Oh, listen that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. Well, how many Westerns do you watch? Because that's your favorite. What about you with you over there? What about you over there, my cousins? What about you, who likes to watch all the, housewives or whatever? Oh, what about you that follows everything that happened to Diddy or whoever? Okay. While you doing that, I have my shows I love to watch. Okay, but while you doing that, I'm practicing. That's the way I got good at it. Is I practice, and then I get trained on the next thing, and then when I come back after practicing to the range, they help me to correct, including my husband. He's like, why you're going more left is because of this. So I want you to do da da da, and I can do that. I love when they give me useful tools. That's what we're trying to give you in Project You, right? So the next thing I hear people say is, well, I have little children and I don't want my kids around. Oh, really? Oh, is that right? Well, let me show y'all something. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Can y'all see that? Can you see that, Quianna? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that looks like to y'all. They write books for their children to go on the range. That was a little kid with a dark sister. And that person who's touching him on the shoulder, That's a whole white man. So while you're sitting here saying that you're going to put your girls, I don't know, in ice skating. I don't know what people do. I don't know what you're doing. But instead of having them take self-defense classes, when everybody attacks little black girls, I mean, everybody feels like it's open season on little black girls. So we're not going to give them any tools to defend themselves because that's strange. Because these people don't play them games. Their kids know how to clear a house. That's why they're so accurate as school pewers. Because now they've unleashed their children on yours. Or even you if you're a teacher. So y'all understand what I'm saying here? Okay, so don't come. I'm just saying, don't come to me about, oh, I got little children. Anyway, you just like you taught them not to touch a hot stove, like you taught them don't play with the knot. You hear? That's the same. It's the same thing. Okay. You're gonna learn how to store it safely as well in Project Q. And then, oh, I was raised to be a lady. Okay, that's my one cousin. Oh, I was raised to be a lady. Oh, that's funny because your mama, my aunt, was always packing. Where you think I get it from? Now, how did that trip over you? Because that's confusing. So, that whole ladylike thing, it's not going to do you any good when someone attacks you. Okay? Well, I need somebody to go with me to the range. I hope I can just make it a girls' night. Girl, you need to be focusing on you and your dark sister. This is not a time to do, a girls' night. Unless you already know what you're doing and they kind of do too, or at least one of you do. You this is not a group activity right now. This is, you need to learn the basics. Okay? And then y'all can get together. Okay? Because white people, they do hunting parties. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's see. Love, we're not all like you. We can't do what you do. Girl,
I
here's
hear
what
this a
I
lot
know.
too.
This is all I can this is all I can tell you. Where we're exactly alike, black women, besides the fact that we're black women, okay? People will be violent to me too. The only difference between me and another black woman, it possibly, is that I got dark sisters on me when they tried me. You, on the other hand, maybe you do have a dark sister, but you leave it in the car. Well, girl, you ain't in the car. You out at the gas station walking into the station. And here comes somebody thinking that they get to roll up on you and demand your phone number and then get violent with you. You and I are the same in that way, that we can both be attacked. The difference is they get a consequence for attacking me right away, like within 3 seconds. There ain't a policeman or nobody else you can call in 3 seconds. Except your dark sisters. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. So, and last but not least, no offense, Jesus is nobody, okay? I'm just saying. If y'all say one Bible verse to me about, oh, thou shalt not kill, are you serious right now? Then this is what I told TikTok. Okay, when they were like, "Oh, you get suspended for whatever the hell," I don't know. Okay, because you just did such and so. You just told some white hooker to go, not hell, but Valhalla, because you can't come to hell. I'm running that. But then maybe what you should do, TikTok, is make sure that bitch don't walk up on me. Don't come to my platforms. Because if you hadn't come here and you hadn't gotten in my comments, you wouldn't have got your ass beat. Okay? Allegedly. So, thou shalt not walk up on me. And then I won't have to do anything to defend myself. Now, will I? So that's all I got.
Let me just say something here. Thank y'all for your patience. My sinuses are draining, and they decided that they were going to improve my health at that particular moment. And Auntie Love, you will appreciate that it was all clear, meaning I am getting better. I know as a nurse you'll appreciate knowing that it is getting better. The necessity of being able to work alone. This is a subject that's hard for us as Black women because so often we are left alone to do so much. We don't talk about absent fathers as much as we do about the single woman, the single mother who was left alone to do the job of two. Okay. We don't talk as much about the Black women who come in and fix everybody for everything else and are left alone to do it. We don't talk about the times in the workplace and in business situations where other people mess things up and then we are expected to go in alone and figure it out. If Kamala Harris had become president, you would have seen possibly a more extreme thing because Democrats didn't support Barack Obama either. If you notice, they pretty much got him there and then they wouldn't do much of what he wanted either. You probably would have seen even more of that with Kamala Harris. She would have had had no help. I gotta practice that. Kamala Harris. She probably would have had no help. We often are left alone. So it's one thing to consider being alone from the point of view of being abandoned. It's another thing from understanding that some skills one has to acquire in the discipline of you and that skill. Owning your dark sister is going to be very unique to you. Your hand works one way, your body works a different way. Learning investments. Invisible Summer had this great question about, okay, it's a bit too bullish in there for me. What about stocks and bonds? Well, she may actually be into stocks and bonds. And then I know Auntie Key, I ain't forgotten yet about binary trading. I remember that on Birth Your Bag. I still I haven't put the time in necessary, but I will. But it's not something I can do as part of a girls' night out because my brain works like my brain, which doesn't work like Auntie Key's brain, which doesn't work like Auntie Love's brain. So things make sense to us at different rates. You have to be you have to be comfortable enough. Now, it's like Auntie Love said, it set my teeth on edge. You know, people quote scripture and have not done enough study by themselves to even know the context of what they're talking about. Thou shalt not murder is one thing, but self-defense is given out to everybody. There's some women that do some killing in the Bible. If y'all ain't studied, y'all don't know. And if you have the Apocrypha, then we got to talk about some more killing done by a woman named Judith. But that's okay. JL has you too. There's some y'all just. But the thing is, you have to be willing to be alone with yourself and your own brilliant mind and understand learning is not, the deepest learning is not a group activity. There are some things we can only learn in a group, true. But in terms of things like owning your dark sister, choosing your dark sister, getting good with your dark sister, you have to do that for yourself. In terms of learning crypto, there's a lot of work you're going to have to do by yourself. The other thing about this is other people's opinions about what you can do are not helpful sometimes. Everybody around you is not in your camp. A lot of people that you know see you for what you do for them. So as soon as you change your attitude so that you're not providing them a girls' night out, or you're not providing them time and attention, they're going to start to pick at you. They're going to start to try to distract you. Some of you And I'm already kind of getting ready for this next year. I'm sure I'm going to have a whole lot of people around me that suddenly want to do things with me because, Billie Holiday explained this, money, you've got lots of friends. So everybody already knows I done wrote this book, right? I might have to go alone next year too. Because if Bitcoin tops out around 200,000 and you don't want to invest until it reaches about 190,000, ain't nothing I can do. But by that time, I probably will need a dark sister of my own. Because people get mad when you tell them they can't have what they want. In order to be someone who is Harriet Tubman, Mother Brigadier Harriet Tubman, worked alone. Ida B. Wells was married, but we don't hear about Mr. Wells doing this. Maybe he was a good house husband to the 3 children. We don't know. Chances are she had to do what she was doing and take care of that house. But we don't know enough about Mr. Wells to be able to say that for certain. I don't have that knowledge in front of me. Who came to Fannie Lou Hamer's rescue? In order to become, there is only one you. There's only one Quianna Footman. There's only one Lovely Austin. The universe hasn't expanded enough to allow there to be 2 of these dynamic women. There's only one. There's only one Deeann You are the best version of you that you will ever be. And you cannot develop that in a group. And remember, your group has been acclimatized to be enslaved. So you cannot, unless everyone in that group, which is why there's a vetting process. Unless everyone in that group is acclimatized for freedom, you cannot work in the group. You have to work alone. And then you may need to find a new group. The composition of Noir Aunties today is not exactly the same composition it was 18 months ago. You do have to find your match. But until you have done the work to be with yourself and discover, what is it that you say so well, Auntie Key? You have to determine what your defaults are. You said that the last time you were here. Until you determine what your default is, you don't even know who you should be going to girls' night out with. You don't know if some of them women are going to be mad because you getting ahead in life, going to turn around and does not care and will throw it all away and shoot up the whole range with you in it. You honestly do not know that. Now, Black women usually don't roll like that. I got to say that because, Auntie Love done taught us better than that. History says we usually don't roll like that. But some of you still think you have integrated friends. Y'all did see the news about that white woman shooter who was like 15. Y'all saw that. So Auntie Love it, they take the kids to the range. So some of y'all don't know that you probably shouldn't even be. Go alone. Learn what you need to learn for you. This works in crypto. And self-care is about you. You're not going to the club doing your self-care. That's for yourself. It's very important. I know we've been left alone a lot. No, this is your choice to go within and spend time with you. This is Project You, not Project Ussin.
And it's not
Project Y'all.
I want to be clear too. Like, I don't want to make it seem like it's something against wanting to have fun, revelry and things like that. It's not an either or thing. From, at least from my perspective, it's not an either or thing. It's about integrating the idea that, hey, I need time to and for myself. That's about myself. Because a lot of times we'll get time to ourselves, but we won't use it for ourselves. We're like, oh, I got to get stuff together for the kids. Oh, if you deal with men, oh, I got to get stuff for my man. Oh, I got to make sure he got a plate. Oh, I got to make, you're always thinking of others. You're always planning and preparing for what you have to do for others, as opposed to creating, prioritizing the time, space, energy to make sure that, number one, you're aware of what you want, to then therefore set up or evaluate if you're on the path, if you have things around you to facilitate the things that you want, and then the work that it takes to just kind of do the pruning and the adjusting, if that is or isn't so. And so when an idea about something called a project you, it's saying, hey, you are the basis, you are the foundation, you are the core and the sun around which all these things revolve. And so just like in our what's this called, our system, our solar system, if you don't exist, none of that exists. If you don't exist, none of that can sustain. And so it's about making sure that you have everything you need to continue to shine, to continue to provide the warmth and the life-giving essence that is a Black woman. You have to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is taking care of all the other people that you take care of.
So one of the, I love everything you just said, Auntie Key. I think one of the things that we keep trying to say is that, I'll give myself an example. I'm a practiced extrovert, and in order for me to create, I have to be in my genius zone. And that is a very self-full place where I'm not I'm not upper limiting myself based on what other people think or this or that, or what the society says, or what some religion says or not, or what some group of whoever's said or not. In my genius zone, what I'm trying to do is spend more and more time there, right? Because I can't create becoming the self-confident Black woman with everybody else. In order to um just think, in order to feel your feelings, because always these people are telling us, oh, you shouldn't think like that, oh, um you shouldn't feel that way. Well, your feelings are yours. Your thoughts are yours, just like their thoughts are theirs and their feelings are theirs. What it's about is, how do you act on that? Are you just going to be reacting? Or do you want to learn how to respond? That you have strategies and you got tactics, okay? I started out with a few boundaries way back in the day, and then they grew into, I don't know, I got a whole book of boundaries, and in second and third edition. Okay. I've just built them over time. I don't want it to take that long for y'all, because it's like we keep having to start over as generations because we don't have our living memory. And a part of your self-care is going to be you actually learning about you. I think that this is a time, we're looking at all the bad stuff, okay? Of course. But we know these people. We know what they're going to do. So to be able to think, to process, right? For yourself, for sanity, your own pleasure, your own joy and happiness and peace. You deserve the space to do that. And so I am an introvert in terms of creating. And I think we've all said that same thing. You know, um Auntie Key has said it several times. She's explained how she has processed certain things so that she could offer them to you as a choice. Auntie D has been doing the same thing. She she wrote a bestseller. She literally offered it to Black women freely. But let somebody say, oh, Kate Spade, and here we all go. Or red bottom shoes, and here we all go. Girl, and we all know I love a beautiful shoe. However, I'm just saying, there are times in which, because we're so brilliant as Black women and Black girls, that we need to embrace being alone. And what is it they've been trying to condition you to believe and program you to believe? That the worst thing in the world is to be alone.
Like that fool today.
The worst thing is being with you by yourself. That's the worst thing. I'll take two. And oh, give me a doggy bag of it too, because I want to take some home. Yeah, I want to be by myself sometimes. One of my cousins, well, she's my twin too. She keeps asking me like lately. I don't know if she watches, but she'll definitely text me if she is. But anyway, when I come out to the tiny home, right, and like we're talking or something, she's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm in the tiny home." So she was like, "Girl, you have a family. You have a husband. You should be there." What the hell do you mean, girl? So, you know, I do understand that sometimes when people are saying things to us, it's because of their own stuff. Because that don't got nothing to do with me. First of all, I own all of this shit. The big house, the tiny house, the next one we gonna put on, the fucking trees, the grass, um, everything. Okay? Everything. So I don't give a damn if I want to sit up in a tree on my shit. I get to enjoy it any way I fucking choose because I've done this hard, heavy motherfucking lifting and battling. So don't no one gets to question what I'm doing in my own space. Now that might be what y'all do to each other, but that ain't gonna be what you do over here, and you know it's not. So whatever you got going on, girl, go talk to whoever it is. I don't know, but we're not questioning why am I someplace in my own space. And that's a problem, just kind of generally. People feel like they get to come into our spaces, whether it is on social media, whether it's um up on us in a store or walking down the street or in a park. Like, it doesn't matter where we are. Y'all think you get to dictate some shit over here? You don't. You do not. Because none of y'all gave me any of this shit. I worked my ass off. And so, one of the things that I think we got to get through too is that even though we despise patriarchy in our way as Black women, we still operate by those rules. And those rules are anathema to us. It's literally killing us. It is destroying our daughters. It is destroying them. We are sending them onto battlefields by the time they're 3 or 4 years old, but giving them no fucking tools to be able to navigate this shit. But you want to tell me about I got a husband and this and that. And what's your point? Because truth be told, we got our own little thing we do out here in the tiny house. You don't get to dictate anything over here. Mm-mm, absolutely not. And I'm not going to spend the energy going back and forth with you about it. That's not where my energy is going to go. My energy is going to um my genius zone. Well, I hear this all the time. Well, you don't have to work, and I wish I didn't have to work. Well, I've been planning this for like 2 decades. Literally 2 decades. how can I be separate from fucking white women? 2 decades. And I finally did it. And guess what? I'm not answering to nobody. And if you roll up on me, well, you get what you get.
Them
So
dark sisters,
them dark
don't do
sisters.
it.
So if you
Don't do
feel
it.
like, if we don't start to kind of get that, we're gonna have to work on our mindset. We're gonna have to work on being selfful, because we are important. We do matter, and of the utmost importance. And um, your freedom as Black women relies on several things, right? But it all comes down to your self body autonomy and embracing it. And if you were someone else, because we're so used to doing for other people's, what would you do to soothe that other person? What How would you speak to them? How would you deal with someone you love and you wanted to help them to feel better? Well, I'm asking you, and we're all asking you, to apply those same strategies and tactics to you and Project You. Because the rest of these people, they doing what the hell they want to do, and they behaving the way they choose. And we no longer need to be suffering the consequences behind their badass behaviors. They need to take responsibility and accountability for that. That's why I'm not forgiving you. That's why you can't get no redemption over here. That's why I started saying all these things years ago, so we would get it as Black women when we finally got it. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, so they want to shut down education system? What education system? You mean the jacked up, fucked up one in which you tell Black women and Black girls we ain't shit every single moment of the fucking day? Oh, good. Bye. Because guess what? I told y'all during the DeSantis little thing. Stop. Oh, well, we need to go and do this and that. Nah, that motherfucker is telling you he don't care about you. Listen to it. Just accept that he don't care. But you need to care more about your daughters than him not caring. You understand? He's not the problem here. We can be training our own daughters. We could be setting up our own educational facilities for our children. Well, guess what? We could even use churches because we there all the time anyway. May as well
Yep.
set up some classes for our baby girls and tell and read their history with them. Pick a book a month. That's what my mother used to make me do. Okay. I had to read and comprehend, 7.5 years old. Now that was the thing we did very well together, right? She literally got um she loves going to college. She loved that. She had about 4 degrees. So literally used world history books from college, and I had to read them to her and then explain what the hell they meant by it. Okay, because she was like, you ain't gonna be just calling out the words, you're gonna comprehend too. Because everything is about reading and comprehending. Whether you're reading someone's body language or whether you're reading an actual book, that's what it's about. So, oh, unless it's a steamy sex novel or some shit that I'm telling people to read. And oh, have you seen the next da da da? Oh no. What do you mean read the half has never been told? What do you mean read about Ida B. Wells and Mary Bethune? And why read about Septima Clark and actually read about Harriet Tubman, not what these freaks tell you. Okay? So what's so hard about that? You think that those people are better at educating your daughters than you? That's a lie.
A big
That's a
one.
lie. And it ain't even out of the pit of hell, because I would tell you if it was, because I'm running that. Okay? It's out of Valhalla and KKK heaven. I don't fucking know, but that's a lie. You are, as Auntie Q just said, the core. You You can write up some standards and let the schools know, as long as they stay in effect or what the fuck ever. Let them know. So that's not how you gonna treat my baby. I don't give a damn about your rules. We all know I'm good at setting shit on fire on camera, okay? Do that shit all the time with cars my cousin send me. The fuck? Why does this say his name? That's not my name. See, I don't believe a man can legitimize black women and black girls or our children. But most of us believe that that's the only way to be legitimate is our proximity to peen. I don't give a damn. I don't care. He did not write any of the 8 books that I authored and published. He did not become a 4-time best-selling author that I have. He hasn't written one program. Girl, he be over there talking about Project 2025 like he know it inside out. Ain't read one word. He's just been listening to me all this time. So, being selfful is so important to what we really need to do. Because you are important. We're going to keep telling you that. And that's coming up on day 3. I mean, it'll be interspersed throughout because this is really all about your self-care. This is really all about protecting you mentally, emotionally. This is really about protecting your physical self. One of the things you're going to find in vetting is that I'm giving you all kinds of links for you to go check out every single thing. Oh, you just going I'm showing you how to say, find out shit from that person without them even realizing that's what you do. Oh, they love to talk about themselves and this and that. Oh, really? I'm making up a file in my head for every fucking thing you said because as soon as I get off this phone with your ass, I'm gonna go check everything out. I'm gonna be looking at your social media. I'm gonna go back for a year. I'm gonna see your fucking comments. I'm gonna see how you get down. Oh, you hanging out with rap pillars, huh? Oh, y'all buddies, huh? Oh, because then you can't hang out with me at all. Oh, you at MAGA rallies holding up signs and shit, huh? Yeah, not. I'm gonna know all about all of it. Then I'm showing you guys how to search county records because all you got to find out is what their name is. And tell me about where you went to high school. Oh, are you kidding? That's where you grew up? Yeah, as soon as I got it, 2 seconds. Oh, I got to use the bathroom. He said, what now? Let me see if I can. I'm going to find your county records. Pooh. I'm going to know whether you've been married, divorced, if you up for child support and you ain't paying it. Yeah, while you talking all them sweet little nothings and shit, I'm looking your ass the fuck up. Because you not getting close to me. I'm way too special for that shit. And my daughter too. My goddess born baby girl too. You ain't doing it. Okay, she might call whatever she doing dating, but it's so funny because she used every trick I've ever come up with in the book, girl. And you get to too. You get to too because it's all embedded. And we show you some deeper security shit. Like FBI, NSA shit. Okay,
And I
but you
want to point something out. I just real quick for people that because I believe in, people's results speaking for themselves. This right here is a married woman. And for those who are into divestment and believe in, not being with, those of our persuasion, she's married to a white woman. I'm not saying that's necessarily, a white man. I'm not saying that's necessarily anything that either way, can't nobody say that you don't know what you talk about, is my point.
yeah, because even that's a strategy. He is a white man. He was
She
raised.
does it a very particular way too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care. Girl, if he don't bend the knee, I don't even know what in the hell hush. bend the knee, put the money in the bank, because I'm going to make it all happen. But I'm not going to do that and every other little fucking thing too. Okay? I'm not doing that. Why did I just see a lizard on my porch? Well, we do live near a swamp, allegedly. I don't give a damn. If you two don't get out here,
Get the lizard.
I better not see a frog. I better not see a lizard. None of it. Okay? So they all like, oh shit. Okay, where's the sulfur at? Because
and I'm just saying that because I'm saying that is the beauty, and that's also the beauty of getting quiet within yourself. We are surrounded by so much knowledge, by so many living masters of specific things that we may want or need to be able to build the ideal life experience. And if I was still in that place with everything, I'm not paying attention to what I want, I'm not paying attention to myself, I wouldn't have said, hey, ladies, come on, let's teach the women. Let's teach the women what we know. Let's sprinkle some pearls. You know, we wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have been able to sit and write a book about this specific experience that is so pervasive within our community, that so many people are suffering with, that so many people are suffering through. To be able to write about that experience and how to overcome it. Deeann wouldn't have been able to write her book about her experience of learning about this thing that she saw value in and taking the time to be diligent enough to learn about it and figure out the cycles and figure out how you can make it work for you. You with putting all so many people have guns. Not everybody teaches about how to get. So many people just, I got mine. This is just my life. No, but not everybody thinks to teach. So that project, who knows what you may come out of with an idea for to say, hey, I know how to do this thing that people actually ask me about, or people are so interested when I talk about it, or I wish somebody would have told me about this part when I was learning about whatever and then you can be the one building a network of women, bringing them together, creating an avenue to share information, and to also to take care of yourself. That's what Project U is about. It's about learning how to tap into your innate ability, your innate access to abundance of spirit, abundance of creativity, abundance of resources, abundance of provision, abundance of love and care, community. That's what it is in a nutshell. By getting rid of the fear of what's going to happen to me. What's going to happen to me with these new people coming in with all of these plans to trample, to stand on my back, to walk across my back, to take away from me and my children, to get rid of that fear. How am I going to get through? Am I going to be safe? Are they going to come for me? Now you have a plan. If they do this, then you can do this. If they come at you this way, then you know you can respond this way. If they try to do that, you know that you got this in place so that you can get up and run if you need to. Whatever it is that you need to build in order for you to be able to feel safe enough to be able to utilize what you have at your disposal in this space and time. That's what Project U is about.
That's it.
Yep. I think that is it. I don't.
I think we covered. I mean, that was like the most perfect close. I mean, we ain't got to do a 3-time Baptist preacher close. That's perfect. Did we mention the dates?
Oh,
we did not mention the dates yet. Why? Because I have not opened up the thing. You know, with the holiday, I just was relaxing. I'm not even gonna lie, I was just relaxing with my family. But in the new year, after the new year, like I said, you want to go ahead if you're watching this, whether you're watching a rewatch or whatever. Auntie loved if you can put the link in there one more time since we're closing out. in order to get into the Project U Discord, which will be the first access to the admission. And there will be pre-admission pricing and everything. So if you want to be able to have first dibs on the tickets, because there will be limited tickets, this is going to be a smaller event because, you know, I'm a first-time person. It's my first time putting this on. We just kind of getting it together. But if you want to have first access to being able to buy a ticket, you want to get into the Discord. In order to get into the Discord, you need to fill out this form because we need to screen you in order to get into the Discord. This is a niche space for a niche demographic. That's all I'm going to say because, you know, they watching. So yeah, go ahead and fill out the form so that you can get into the Discord. Through the Discord, you will have access to be able to get it when we drop the link to be able to pre-order and then order, you know, the tickets and all of that. You also want to check Confidence with Love out, Level Up Single Mom out, Deeann Mathews out on TikTok, because we will be doing some lives there while we still can. But for the most part, and if you are on TikTok, if you're following us on TikTok, oh yeah, because love, we probably need to find a way to like clip some of this to direct people over to this, and maybe even put this as the link in the bios. We can all do that. This live specifically, this is just me riffing.
Yeah,
but
I can put it down.
We want to all congregate.
We could talk about it, but
yeah, we can talk about it. Well, our meeting is tomorrow, so we could talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
But we'll be congregating in the Discord. That's going to be our main point of communication and stuff for those who are really interested in building and being a part of this community and getting the value from within this community. You want to get into the Discord. So Auntie Love is going to put, like I said, that link in the comments here, and hopefully we can be able to pin that to the description box of this video as well, so that you can as a fem, you can get into the Project U server and you'll have access to like I said, when we drop the means of being able to purchase a ticket to this. And prior to then, we will be sharing who will all be there and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hey, Auntie D, can you put that in the comments? I'm still on my phone.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let's see what I can get.
I was about to say, you said you gave her permissions because I couldn't. I did try to do it earlier, but it wouldn't let me do it. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
It's
I'll probably try to start
it. I started.
If you don't even want to put it right now, like in the chat, because what you can do is put it in the description box, so it's just there. Period. Yeah. When we finish or whatever. So,
but I did put it twice, y'all.
Yeah,
so
it was in during the thing. But it'll be available to you in the description box. Just give her some time to get it in the description box. Like I said, you click on that link and you'll be taken to a short form. I think it's like 3 or 4 things you have to fill out. And I want to be clear because a couple people already filled it out, but I already know who y'all are, so it's cool. But anybody that we don't know, I made it so that it explains it more. That last one that asks you for a link, we need a link to your social media. Already long-standing social media. It has to be a year old or longer so that we can make sure that you are, you know, who you supposed to be. And that's just for everybody's safety and everything. So
that's what Love mentioned. You need to do social media for more than a year. That's official, a year or more. I just put this out there. I was saved a great deal of trouble by doing this once with someone who might have been a long-term business partner, only within that year's time of me trying to figure out his bad behavior and why, he said, well, he had a very provocative picture and like, well, I probably would have to beat a B for that. I'm like, well, not me. What you gonna get B is a block. Checking your social media for a year is really important.
Yeah. So you're coming into a space that's being curated and protected. So be understanding that the value, first of all, the value in that is just amazing. You know, and this is like the Discord, it's free. The Discord is free. It ain't about, you don't got to pay to get in it, but you do have to, like I said, we have to be able to see who you are so that we can make sure that you are safe to be there for everyone and for yourself. Because we want the Black women around us to be able to create, to be able to envision things for themselves that they may not have seen before, that they, or even if they know about it, but they just don't know how to get it for themselves. When we are in survival mode, when we are being constantly triggered, you know what I mean? And we haven't established safe spaces to go. Cause I like a little mess here and there. I'm not even gonna lie. I like the dib and dab, but my default is calm, collected, clear. You know what I mean? And I'm not constantly surrounded by it. I don't constantly need to be in the mix to be able to function. So what we're trying to do is establish a norm of Black women making decisions from a centered, calm, collected, safe place, mentally, emotionally, physically. So yeah.
Okay, the Discord link is officially in the chat, and hold on. Okay, it is. I just got it and just put it in there.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's the Google.
Yeah,
link.
it's a Google form to get into
Yeah,
the Discord.
yeah,
So
yeah.
technically it is
Yeah, I'm
the
sorry. That's what I meant to say. The
No,
Google
that's
form.
fine.
No,
And what'll
no, it's
happen is we will screen you, and then
Mhm.
if everything is on the up and up, we will send you the link to the Discord in the email that you provided in the form.
Let me actually describe this correctly.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
Um,
It's all good.
Google link.
Auntie D, it's all
no, you're
good.
fine. It's fine. We got it. We explained it. It says this because it
Yeah,
is the purpose
Yeah,
of
but y'all know as an editor, I just I ain't trying to get
that's your processing. I got you.
yeah, I can't.
I
no.
got you.
This is to get in the Discord. So, like I said, you go in, it'll ask for your first name. So you put your first name, it'll ask for your email. You put your email because that's where we will send the Discord link. And then it'll ask you for a link
There
to
you
a
go.
social media of your choice. It could be Instagram, it could be X, it can be Facebook, just something where we can kind of see you and how you think, how you move. And it needs to be at least a year old. And so, as long as everything's cool, we will see you in the Discord. But I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We're looking forward to seeing you in the Discord.
Thank you, everyone, and I really want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers that I have. I keep forgetting to say that. I appreciate you so much, and I know I've taken some getting used to, uh, but I do appreciate our discussions and our debates and things like that. And yes, it's so very true. We're very protective of Black women and Black girls and our children here. Um, so how? Yeah, we're definitely. I vetted my husband. What do you talk about? I took blood samples when he was asleep. You don't know, okay?
And you really do have to do that. That
Because
that
you
that
can't be
that
around my children. I don't know you. I
look.
don't know you, sir. Okay. And to this
I grew
day, years later, I'm still like, where are we at? Okay, we on somewhere out in the in the back because um we live in a very small rural area. And we get somewhere, I was looking down doing something. I look up, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, where are we? I don't know you like that. Come on, babe. And then we'll start laughing. Okay. No. Where are we? People know I'm with you. I don't know you like that. Okay. For all I know, you could be anybody. He's like, oh, now how am I anybody? But it's so important that we vet, right? And we all know I'm very particular. All of us are. We're very particular about um how we serve Black women, you know, and how we uplift you and hold you sacred and protected. That is the foundation of what we do. So I get very hostile when people come through trying to pick on anybody over here. I get so, y'all know, I just go off. Okay? Because you matter that much to me. I believe in you. I do. So I want you, I don't want to like have knowledge and not give it to the most incredible people on the planet. What are we doing? So thank y'all all so much. Key. Oh no, Auntie Key, can you take us out?
Wait, is that a real question? Thank you so. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been such a pleasure to be here with you, lovely ladies. I always feel very safe and loved in your presence. I'm really excited about this endeavor that we've embarked on together, and I cannot wait until it's all said and done, and we can just sit in the glow and just go, "We did it."
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm gonna check back in with Auntie D. But
Yeah.
since we wrapped up. Thank y'all so much. And of course, we love y'all. We love each other, but we love y'all. And you do matter and you are important. Thank you. All right. Well,
Oh, happy holidays. Happy
yeah.
holidays. Christmas just passed. Happy New Year's coming.
Yep. I'm excited for all of you for Project U. I'm just so excited for you. There's Auntie D.
Yeah, I'm still. It's just life be life, y'all. Like True Mystique often says. But no, today is the second day of Kwanzaa for those who celebrate, and some of us still have leftovers from Christmas for those who celebrate. Whatever it is you celebrate, we'll all be coming up on New Year in a little bit. Whatever it is that you celebrate, we want you to know that we don't want you to go into the New Year afraid. Or as Stephanie Perry says, no, you can be afraid, but you can also do it afraid.
Yeah, that's what courage is. Doing it
Yeah,
afraid.
afraid. So you can be. We're not telling you how to feel, because feeling your own feelings is part of being human. But that's not all. And as you learn how to master these new skills, you can slide that fear out and slide that confidence in. And that's what we want for you.
Good night, everyone. Love y'all.
Good night, everybody.